Hello. Hello, 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 my lovely viewers. Welcome back to my channel. Whom do we have here? Wow, good to be here.
How are you doing?
Hi, good to have you in my live streaming.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for joining me again. My name
Mhm.
is Chisun. Thank you, thank you, thank you for always coming to my live streaming. I am highly, highly excited. So we have someone already that has joined the live, and I am so excited. This is her first time here, and I would like her to first of all introduce herself to our viewers.
All right. My name is Patience Amaka Onyenufora. I'm joining from Georgia.
Georgia. Wow.
Yes.
Precious from Georgia. Thank you for
Yes.
joining our live streaming. I am highly, highly excited. So, guys, if you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Chisun. Please hit on the subscription button if you are new to this family. And if you are a returning viewer, I can't take you for granted. I highly appreciate you coming back again. So, I can see that Precious is really busy right now, probably
Yes.
the way, and we would like to hear from her immediately before she decide to go. I don't know how long she's going to be with us. Real quick, you must have seen in the thumbnail, I am done. Yes, I am done. And you will see the next line, it says divorce stigma. So let me quickly introduce to us what it is all about so that she can chip in her own take about this particular topic. It's going to be another banger. All right. So we are all aware from the mindset we had before now that if a woman is divorced, there is this stigma around her, especially if you are coming from Africa. So I want you to quickly help us chip in what you know or your idea about the stigma, how people see people that are divorced in our society. Please go ahead and tell us what you know about that. Thank you for joining.
You're welcome. People are coming from Africa. The way they see someone that is divorced, um, if I'm to say, they see them as they are not doing the right thing. you know Divorce is a taboo, that kind of a thing. I think that's the way they look at any, especially a woman that is divorced, maybe because of her bad character or something like that, that's make her being divorced.
Yes. So, from where we are coming from, they see people that are divorced as a taboo, that it is
Uh-huh.
not acceptable at all.
Sure.
And then from this part of the country, especially where you are right now, how do people see divorce? Is it like a regular thing or it still look like a taboo?
No, it's not a taboo at all. It's a regular thing. People can marry today and decide to divorce tomorrow. It's never a problem over here. Yeah.
Okay, now people can marry today and divorce tomorrow because they are in a particular location.
Sure.
But in a particular location, especially Africa, if you marry today and you're about to remarry or to divorce tomorrow, you know it is unacceptable. As you said, it sounds or look like a what? A taboo.
Uh-huh.
And that brings us to what we are about to talk. Why should we see someone that is divorced as someone that has done the worst? And that is why many people decide to stay back and maybe end up being, I don't want to use the DEAD word. Why do we see people like that as if theirs has ended, as if they have done the worst offense? Why do we see them like that from Africa precisely?
Um, if I'm to say why we see them like that is the way we were brought up anyway, because during the time we got married, our parents will advise us, when you marry, you have married. Whatever thing you see in that marriage, you have to keep enduring it. But this time, in the new generation, they don't endure all they see in marriages. That's why back home where we are coming from, whenever we see anyone that is divorced, we'll be looking at them the other way around.
Yes, as if they have done the worst. Thank
Sure.
you so much. That
You're
is
welcome.
from a point of view that when our parents were raising us, they will always tell you that once you're married, you're married. So
Sure.
whatever that comes out of it, you need to withstand it. You
Yeah.
need to be patient. You need to be able to endure. How about in a situation you've been trying to endure and it's getting out of hand? Probably beating is part of it, humiliation, you are depressed, you're not happy, different things going on with you. Will you still encourage someone to divorce?
Mm, of course, I will. If there is a situation, beating is involved, depression, marriage is never do or die affair, you know. So the person needs to get away out of the marriage, because I believe in heaven there is nothing like marriage.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. From the Christian point of view, you will notice that our pastors, our reverends, our clergymen, all of them, they will never encourage us to divorce. It is always the word patience that you should please try and endure, pray more. It can never be your last option. There is always a way to go around it, and it lingers on and on. And
Um,
actually, yes, what do you have to say about that?
yeah, I know of several pastors. They will advise you, whenever you want to get married, marry your friend. In any marriage, there is, especially beating is there. That's not marriage at all. Any pastor that will advise you to stay in such marriage, man, I think it's not a good advice. You know,
It's never a good advice. And
not
it's
at all.
if the person decides to step out and you know how it is, especially from where we are coming from. The stigma around the person is always awful. Like
Hmm.
people see you as a failure, people see you,
I
uh,
know.
you cannot hold a home, but you might have tried different ways, trying to make sure that that home is being held, and you are not seeing the improvement. You've been praying, though a day is like what 1,000 years in the eyes of our Creator. But
Mhm.
then people cannot wait up to that 1,000. We cannot wait
Yes.
even up to 50 years. We can't even wait up to 20. You see
Yeah.
people always in a. One thing I know is that the stigma is telling too much on us.
Oh, yes.
It's telling too much on us. And so
Yeah.
you see some single ladies in church, they will not be given any title.
Mm-hmm.
I said single, they were married before and now they are divorced. So
Network is- The network is bad. Huh? I can't hear you.
do you have an answer to that?
Honestly, I wasn't hearing you. I think the network is bad.
Oh, the network?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I said, how can you deal with the issue where in our churches, people that are divorced are never given leadership authority? Example, they cannot be given the leaders to lead in a choir, for example.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with that? They cannot be given leadership positions like to be the head of ushering unit or different units. You will notice that divorcees are always by the side watching what is going on in the church. How do you see that?
Yeah, that's actually what we are talking about. You can see such a thing exist back home in Africa, not right here, not here where we are. Um, because, like we have said before, they still see them as they have done the worst thing that nobody can ever do by
Mm.
being divorced. So, no title, no nothing will ever given to them in a church or in any society back home.
Mm.
But I think right here, such a thing doesn't exist.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all. Thank you so much.
you're
So one
welcome.
thing again is that they will always be at the back. If they are part of the choir of the church,
Mhm,
they will not be given the microphone to lead.
mhm.
Even if they are not leaders, they will not be allowed to, to air their view just because of that stigma.
Yeah,
I don't know what you can say about it. Is it that when you are divorced, you have lost it all? You will not be, watchful in the sight of people any longer. What do you think about that? I don't know. How do we deal with that? Is it that because they are divorced, one, it is their fault, whether it's their fault or not, you will notice that they will always be seen as a failure. How can we deal with that? Because there are people I know that we are married and unfortunately their marriages packed up, but they are really good people.
yeah, yeah.
So how
Anyway,
do we remove that stigma on them? For people to see them as, you know, still human beings, that still human beings is just quite unfortunate that theirs couldn't work. And I
mhm,
still say this, that yours is working doesn't mean that you are perfect.
perfect, correct.
There are people that theirs are working, but it is one-sided. Either that one
Uh-huh.
is working it to make it stand, or they decided to, neglect some of the negativities. Because
Uh-huh.
we human beings, we have a lot to deal with. And
Sure.
so you might see two people living well. They are living well is not because there are no issues. There might be issues. One person might decide to be the one dealing with the issue to make sure
Sure.
that don't go hell loose, or
Mm,
they decide to ignore, or they decide to forgive in advance. So
mm,
there is what our pastors always teach us, that we should try to, forgive in advance. You already
sure.
know that this person is gonna fail. You try to
Uh-huh.
give. So all this might bring about those families that you see or you envy that they are living well. It's not that there are no issues, there are issues. So, how will the society accept these divorcees or those that are about to divorce? How are we going to accept them back into the society and see them as human beings and see that probably it might not be their fault? Even if it is their fault, we still need to love them back.
Yes.
What can you say about that?
Yeah, what I have to say is, like I keep mentioning, back in Africa, um, I would advise them to see them. They are being divorced. Maybe the fault is not from them, like you rightly said, or it's from them. That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that we will always see them as they have done the worst thing someone
Mhm.
can ever do in life. So we need to accommodate them, like advanced countries like where we are, you know, like I rightly said before. Of course, marriage is not a do or die affair.
Not at
If
all.
if it worked out for you, it might not work out for another person.
Mhm.
So if you try, it doesn't work out for you, you have to draw yourself out from the marriage, and life goes on. Because I say it again and again, in heaven there is nothing like marriage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you still want to stay with us. If not, I highly appreciate your time.
Thank
Thank you.
you
Thank
so
you.
much. I'm so busy
This
now.
is our sister from Georgia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I highly appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Word for our viewers before you leave. I can see some people coming in. A great thanks to Chisun. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, thank you. I can see Sunday. Gloria is here. Thank you for joining my
You're,
live streaming.
you're
One
welcome.
word for our viewers before you go.
Wow. The work I have for them is for them to keep on, watching and joining us. That's all I have for them.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So, my viewers, our sister from Georgia is asking that you should always join my live streaming. So,
Yeah,
please, before you go, hit on the like button. This topic tonight or this morning, because I don't know where people are watching from,
of
this
course.
topic might help someone. It
Sure.
might be a blessing to a family.
Oh,
Maybe you're
yes.
on the verge of divorce, you're about to say, I'm done. If you look
Uh-huh.
at my thumbnail, you will see, I'm done. Like, I can't take it any longer. You have tried so much and it's not working. Please, please, please stick back because we're going to still talk more about this topic. For our sister from Georgia, thank you for joining us and remain blessed.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
All right. So, my viewers,
I
thank you
will.
for coming. I can't take you all for granted. Always coming to my channel. I highly appreciate that. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
for coming, and I hope that you will keep coming. Full support from Chisun. I'm reading from the chat. Full support from Chisun. I will be at the background. Thank you, thank you. I highly appreciate you coming at all. And some other people coming in. Please, once you come in, let me know so that I can give you a shout out. I highly appreciate you all joining my live streaming. So it is all about stigma of those that are divorced. It is because of the stigma that you see people endure a lot of things. So if they want to leave marriage, they'll be like, so if I leave now, I might end up not receiving any blessing from my family. Sometimes it is from the family. The family will tell you, you are married, so go back to your husband. It doesn't matter. And so you see people passing through a lot. So there is this lady that got married, and the husband was really hard on her. And to the each time she goes to the parents to tell them, they will always tell her to please go back to your husband. You can see your mom is here with me, your mom is married, and you are married. So go back to your husband. So the lady keep passing through different abuse, ranging from beating, ranging from losing pregnancy, even she's being beaten when she's pregnant. And that is unacceptable until one day she couldn't hold it any longer and she decided to step out. She stepped out of the house not even knowing where to go. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have anything to lay her hands to start off the new life. And the family is not receiving her because they have told her not to leave that marriage. And guess what? She started to live in the streets. Why? Because her family is not accepting her. And the husband is even putting it to her face, telling her, you know that when you go back to your parents, they will always tell you to come back to me. So the guy was just taking advantage of her. And I see that as humiliation, especially when you see that the person cannot do anything. You do things you want to do, you take her for granted. And one thing I know is that when you keep doing the same thing over and over, there will be a time the person will develop thick skin. And if the person develops thick skin, that lingers on, and then that is how the love will die off. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over. You know that this thing is not okay for both of you. You are laying your hands on her and she keep accepting it, or you verbally abuse her and she still accepts it. Because when we talk about beating is not the only way you can humiliate a woman. There are different ways you can humiliate a woman. And so abuse, when we talk about abuse, it gets into different areas. So a woman accepting it for a long time might not be able to accept it forever. And that is when you will notice the pushback. You know that when you are pushing someone to the wall and the person gets to the wall, the only option the person has is to try to push back. And that is where you see, oh, so you are even trying to fight me back. It can be trying to fight back. It can also be that her behavior will change from what it used to be. She's always a peaceful person. She can do anything to make sure that everywhere is peaceful. But you push her so much, you push her so hard that you take her for granted. What will you see? You will see a pushback. You will see a reaction. There will always be a reaction after a particular action. So the stigma that we see in divorced people is because of the mentality, because of the mindset of where we are coming from. But there is nothing wrong with it. That mine is working, somebody is working it. That it stopped working means some people refuse to work it, and it is what it is. So that yours is working and you sit down there to talk down on them, to try to belittle them, to try to blame them over what you don't even know. Because there are people that I don't even know what their stories are, but you see people that are meeting them for the first time trying to talk about them. You don't know how they started off and how they decided to cut it off and then divorce. And you're just meeting them and you're talking about them. You can't tell the story. You don't even know where they started. Some of them are very good people, only that they couldn't handle it any longer. And there are some men that are also really good, and their women happen to be the problem. Because this can go both ways. It's not just women that are being abused. There are some men that are extraordinary good, outstanding. They try to work their marriage, but they have this Jezebel in the house. The problem is that they can't keep going on with such person. That person might end up leaving them. And then you see the man as a person that couldn't hold his marriage. The one thing I know is that the stigma is not really on the men. If their women leave them, they are still the man that they want to be. So I see the stigma only in the women, but there are some women that are really bad that cannot hold a home, thereby leaving their men. But their men won't even bother, because before you know it, they will remarry again. So what are we talking about? The stigma we place on those that are divorced is really extraordinary. It doesn't call for it. You don't even know where their story started. And we are all here analyzing the situation. I don't know if there is anyone that wants to come up. I know that there are people that have more experience than I do, and you want to join us in this live streaming. In case you are just joining this family for the first time, please subscribe and hit on the notification bell to always receive our videos. And to my returning viewers, thank you for hanging in there. Cheese House is still here Sunday. Full support, full support. Gloria, I highly appreciate you. Thank you for joining. That is Gloria's City Kitchen. So these are great YouTubers in the house that you can also check their channel. They are doing great things. Cheese House, I was watching one of your video and you keep, making me to eat in my dream. Please, I will appreciate if you can send us some of those delicacies that you always prepare so that we will be part of it. You keep telling us you will test the food on our behalf. Please stop testing the food for us. We need to have a test of it. So, guys, we are still on the topic. I'm done. Divorce stigma, especially on the women. Women in Africa. How about women in the US? Women in Britain? Women in other parts of Western world? They don't really care when they are divorced. Why? Because there is no stigma that is put to it. That is why you might see a woman that will, boldly tell you, I've been married forever, that I have about 7 exes. Like, you've been married, remarried up to 7. I know someone that has 10 children, and when I asked her, she said she has 4 fathers for the children. So 4 baby daddies, right? Am I correct? Yes. 4 baby daddies. Yeah. So she's so comfortable because she receives support from here and there, and she doesn't care. But in Africa, it is not like that. There is this stigma, there is this label, there is this negative aura around those that are divorced, whether it is their fault or not. And that is what we should work on. I've heard someone say, as far as that person is not married, she's not supposed to be your friend. But come to think of it, That person might be your sister. How about if it is your sister that is not married? So that means that your sister is not going to have any friends at all because you have labeled all the divorcees as sinners, as the worst people ever. And what happens? Those people will always like to bottle up. They want to be by themselves. They don't want to be heard. They don't even want to be seen. They feel that they have lost it all. And that is where you will see some of them trying to buy themselves. Some of them trying to, do some negative things. When we say buy, I mean the DEATH, trying to put themselves into deletion. So there is no need for that. That yours couldn't work doesn't mean that it is your fault. Even if it is your fault, you can still forgive yourself and jack back. And make sure that as you are going for the next one, you have to invite God into it. The problem we have is that we try to choose our partners by physical attraction. The person might be so pretty, the person might be so handsome, but without God, that person is just an empty barrel. Why? Any slightest thing, you will see the beast in them. Every slightest problem, you will see the negativity in them. Some of them are also in the church because you will be like, oh, I met my spouse in church. But the church is never an assurance, it is never an insurance, it is nothing. That you met someone in church doesn't mean that both of you are heavenly. You are men mortals. And so, whenever there are situations, whenever issues are coming up, that negativity in them is going to crop up. Why? Because they have not really accepted Christ as their Lord and personal Savior. And so, seeing someone that is in church as a perfect being is a mistake, it's a complete error. So, if you are one of those that are having this trauma that, oh, I lost it all, it was my fault, first step is for you to forgive yourself. Even if it is your fault, first step is for you to forgive yourself and move on in life. And then if you find yourself in any establishment, in any organization, you try to loosen up. You find yourself in a church and they still look at you with that one eye, with that side eye. Just try to be yourself. Do whatever you're supposed to do. And make sure you don't really get close to people's husbands because they will always see you as a what? As an enemy. Come to think of it. A lady once told me that he was just greeting a man in church. And the wife was like, it's okay, we are going. And she pulled the man away from that lady that was talking to him. That is so rude of you. You calling your husband and pulling him away will not stop him from going back to that woman if he want to go there. Just get that into your head and try to be nice to people. That you see someone that is divorced or not married doesn't make that person to be a loose person. Though some of them are loose, but it's not all of them that are loose. Some of them are ready to mingle again. They want to get married, but we are not saying that your husband is going to be their next target. If you see your man looking unprotected, you need to go on your knees. You pulling him away, he might go through the other route and go back to that person. So what are we talking about? try not to label these divorced people, whether divorcee or whatever, do not label them red or black, that it is their fault. You might not know. It can be your sister tomorrow. It can be your sister. Are you going to say, oh, you're no more my sister? No, it is what it is. So always be in their shoes, always try to feel for them. And don't always take them that they cannot take leadership role. I know that the church always wants people that are responsible into leadership roles, but there are some of them that are married, look responsible, but their marriages are not working. Some are just managing those marriages. And so, from your own perspective, you have seen them that their marriages are perfect. And that is why those authorities are given to them. Disclaimer, I'm not trying to say that those churches that have their mandate, they have the way they go around leadership positions. It's okay. But let's not label them as sinners, because there are those in marriage that are doing awful things. There are those in marriage that if you have to look into the kind of life they live, they are not supposed to be given leadership positions. There are some of them that are married, but they have a very wicked heart. They are so cruel to people, they cannot even, hold an organization. There will always be that bitterness. And if you are toxic, people around you will feel it. You are married, cool, but you are not really a positive person. That is bad. And so these are things we should consider when we are looking out for those that will be in authority. You that has been labeled with that stigma that you are divorced, I'm advising you tonight to try to repackage yourself, rebrand yourself. It was your fault, cool. It wasn't your fault, okay. You don't owe anybody any apology. You can still marry again. You can still find love again. You can still find joy. Let's see those that have joined us. I can see some thumbs up. Thank you, Sunday, supporting me, always there. Chisa is also here. Thank you. Amazing, amazing content. So, jack back to life. Jack back to life and try to make your life worthful. It's not the end of road. It's not that you don't have a life any longer. I bet you some are married and they are not happy. Yeah, they are not. They have tried and tried, and there are little things that still get them angry, and it is what it is. So try to package and repackage yourself for that lovely person that is coming. It starts from you loving yourself back. If you don't love yourself, you don't expect someone else to love you. So you should be very confident. Yes, I lost it before. This next time, I'm not going to lose it. Let me know in the comment section if you know anyone that has been married before and presently not married. How is the person's life? Is the person, trying to get her life back? Specifically, we are talking about the women, because the men, they can divorce today and get married tomorrow, and nobody will say anything about it. I mean, over there in Africa. Over here, the men and the women, it doesn't matter. I mean, in the Western world, it doesn't matter. You can still find love again. You can still find joy again. So let me know in the comment section if all those that are divorced are fled? Are they loose people? Do you see them as a problem when they come around your man? Because there are some of us here watching or will watch this video. You are never comfortable if a single lady comes around your man. Let me know in the comment section what you think about those single and divorced ladies. But I want you to understand that they are divorced doesn't make them loose people. They're not like that. If you think your husband is vulnerable, you keep him tight and hold him back in prayers or by physical holding, like the woman that dragged the man away. But I bet you drag him away, he might still get back to the woman. So the best thing is to try to do what? To try to hold your home. The home front is very important. You don't hold them by physical grabbing their hands because they're still going to do what they want to do. So spiritually, you are holding them in the realm of the spirit. It is yours. And whatever that God has joined together is together. No one is going to put asunder. But please do not label these our friends as enemies. Do not see them as a problem. They are not your problem. If you see them around your man, just relax and know that they are not what you think they are. But if you suspect any kind of abnormality, any kind of, you know, negative kind of action, that is when you can stand out to talk about it. But don't always insinuate, don't always see them that since they are not married, they are always looking for a man. I bet you there are some of them that don't even want men. After their first marriage, they don't want to go into any other relationship. And you're looking at them that they are really interested in a new relationship, but they're not because they don't want to deal with the beast that they lived with before, or they don't want to deal with that man that have no understanding. They have been trying to make things work, but it's not working. So some of them will always say, oh, I just want to be by myself. I just want to live my life. But I have a word for you if you're one of them. You don't want to remarry. Are you going to live that righteous life that is well deserved? Why not find love again and remarry? Because the problem will be, okay, I want to be by myself. How? You want to be by yourself? Righteous living is very important. And if you can't stand it, why not find love again? Find joy again. And if you are around people, try to keep them at distance. Why? Because they are women, I mean men. Their women will always be looking at you as if you have come to take away, as if you have come to destroy. They will see you as a devil. You've come to kill, you've come to destroy, to take away. That is not you, and I believe it will not be you. So keep male friends at distance in the church, in the workplace. Keep them at distance because they will always see you that you are looking for something, even when you are not looking for anything. They always want to take advantage of you. So this is a word for someone out there. Try to keep men at distance if you are divorced because they will always feel that you are looking for something. If you are just joining us, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for joining. And for those that will still watch this video later, I highly appreciate you all. I know that you will give us a constructive response. Remember, the responses I want to hear or I want to see is Do you have someone that is divorced? Are they really flirts? Do you see them as a problem? Do you see them as a problem around your man, you that is married, and you that needs to find love again? Let us know in the comment section if you are comfortable with it. If not, please, you will find love again, and I wish you all luck. So before I wrap it up tonight, a very big shout out to Sunday for always joining us. Thank you, Chisun. A very big thanks to Gloria. Another big thanks to True Life, Go Rest, expressing my view. Lots of them. I don't know how to thank you for always coming around, watching my videos. I say a very big thank you. And please keep coming. We will always bring to your doorstep good content, entertaining, and things that will change your life. I'm going to wrap it up for now, and I hope that you will come back to check on this video and give us a constructive response. I highly appreciate you all joining. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye.